Hello everyone, great to have your company. This is Sage live from Kalkine studio and you are watching The Early Trades, a show where we share with you the glimpse of the Australian share market opening trading scenario along with the global and domestic drivers triggering that market momentum. And today the Australian shares lifted 0.7%. However, EML stocks plunged, and let's take a look at this in more detail. The S&P ASX 200 is up 0.7% in the early trade, with the materials sector being up 1.4% and the tech sector up 1.3%. Afterpay is up 2.8%, with BHP Billiton up as well 2.1%. The worst performer is EML Payments, down 11.1% on a warning over regulatory problems for its Irish business. Uranium oxide producer Energy Resources Australia is also down 5.4% after it warned of a cost blowout and bringing its Ranger project back on the track. Let's now take a look at some of the news makers, and EML warns on regulatory problems. Let's look at the details. Digital gift card business EML Payments has warned that the Irish Central Bank, the CBI, wants limits applied to EML's prepaid financial services business, and EML said the CBI's demands could materially impact the European operations of its prepaid financial services business, but didn't provide any specific financial estimate. EML completed a deal to buy prepaid financial services in a deal valued at around $226 million. EML said the rest of its Australian and European operations are unaffected. Metcash has appointed a new chief executive after Jeff Adams notified the board of his decision to retire from the role. And Mr Adams will be succeeded by Doug Jones, currently chief executive and senior vice president of South African-based Mass Smart Wholesale. Metcash chairman Rob Murray said that Doug's extensive and distinguished international experience across wholesale, retail and e-commerce markets made him the standout candidate to succeed Jeff. Mr Jones will join Metcash on February 1st and will work closely with Mr Adams on a smooth transition into the role. And the next news comes in from Regal Investment Fund. It raised the full $97.9 million from its placement and institutional entitlement offer as part of a $212.3 million raising that will be followed with a 143 entitlement offer for general unit holders, and that offer is set at the same price of $3.79 a share. And the next news comes in from uranium oxide producer Energy Resources Australia, who has warned of a cost blowout for the scheduled rehabilitation of its Northern Territory located Ranger project area operations. And thanks to the rising uranium prices, Energy Resources Australia's shares are up 131% over the past year to put it on a market cap of $1.35 billion. And now, before we look at why Tesla has moved its headquarters to Texas, it's time for a small break, but do stay tuned. I'll be back with more details in the commodity space as well.
Hi there, James Preston for Kalkine TV. Are you into gaming and virtual reality? Does AI and the endless possibilities it entails capture your interest? Or are you constantly trawling through the web to try and discover the latest updates and innovations in the tech space? Well, let us do the work for you. From the latest product launches to shocking affairs on the World Wide Web, exclusive interviews and information about the top companies like Apple and Google to brand new tech startups vying for your attention. Kalkine's Tech Beat has the latest in what matters in the world of technology. Join me every single Thursday on The Tech Beat, exclusive to Kalkine TV.
Welcome back, Sage here live from Sydney, and you are watching The Early Trades by Kalkine TV. And now let's see why Tesla has moved its headquarters to Texas. And Elon Musk, the chief executive of electric vehicle maker Tesla, has announced it will move its headquarters from the San Francisco area in California to Austin, Texas. And Mr. Musk said it was tough for people to afford houses in the San Francisco area, but didn't touch on the different tax rates between the two states. The Tesla founder also said he expects the Model Y to be its top-selling vehicle soon, with its Giga Shanghai factory likely to sell more cars than its Fremont, California Gigafactory soon. He said that supply chain shortages affecting the business could last until 2023 as well. And Tesla is expected to release its September quarter results later this October. And last weekend it revealed vehicle sales of around 241,000 for the September quarter, up 73% on the prior corresponding quarter. And finally, let's look at the bond yields, the US dollar, crude oil prices and the gold prices as well. So the US Treasury yield surged as traders awaited the US unemployment or employment data for September on Friday. And according to investors, the figures would indicate when the US Federal Reserve will start its tapering of massive stimulus programs. The benchmark 10-year US Treasury yield surged 1.5712%. And moving on now to the currency performance, and the dollar eased from 12-month highs hit last month against a basket of currencies. It held at a 14-month high against the euro, and the dollar index fell 0.02%. The euro was down 0.03% and the Japanese yen traded up 0.17%. Meanwhile, the Australian dollar is up as well, 0.6%. Next, let's look at why the crude oil prices rose, and crude oil prices edged higher on indications that the US may not release the emergency crude reserves or ban exports, putting focus back on the tight supply. Brent crude rose 1.1%, while West Texas Intermediate, or WTI, finished up 1.1%. And lastly, a glance over the gold price movements. Improvement in investor sentiment weighed on demand for the safe haven asset, and US gold futures settled down 0.2% and spot gold was down 0.3%. And thanks for your company on that report. That's all for now in the early trades. Stay tuned to Kalkine TV. We have many more shows lined up for you, sharing live market updates across the economy, markets and sectors. Sage signing off for now.